benefit for widows and orphans?
Your Honor.
Ask your question, Dr. Yates.
Well, how did you meet Miss Dakotas?
I arrested her.
For what?
She was working as an escort.
As a prostitute. Was she on drugs?
She was addicted to heroin when I arrested her. She really struggled for a time, but when she was ready, she called me and I brought her to rehab. She had been clean and sober ever since.
Are you sure?
Yes. We became roommates. I saw her every day for a year.
You sound very committed to her recovery. I can see how you'd hate to think that your little rescue project failed.
Objection.
Sustained. You're done, Dr. Yates.
Okie doke.
I tried my best, but he just made her south.
It's not on you. You just gonna let him get away with smearing Nadia like that?
There's a limit to how far I can go when he exceeds it. I'll object.
You'll object?
Is there a problem?
There shouldn't be. He's a murderer and a rapist.
We all know that, but no offense to your legal acumen. The jury isn't privy to what we know. They'll see the same charming man who smiled over dozens of women to their deaths. Liv, we need to prep. This is gonna be hard on me.
Fine, we went over. Just give me a second. Okay. Maybe you don't want to be in there.
Yeah, I do.
A forensic exam found DNA from Miss Dakotas and from the defendant. In Detective Lindsay's car, there was also blood from Miss Dakotas.
When you questioned the defendant about that car, what did he say?
He claimed that Miss Dakotas invited him to drive with her here from Chicago.
Did he offer any explanation for the presence of her blood in the car?
No, he did not. He did, however, say he was sure that she must have suffered.
No doubt. Thank you, Sergeant Benson. You don't like me, do you, Sergeant?
Objection, relevance.
Sustained, Dr. Yates. Confine your questions to the case.
Okay. The case. Sergeant Benson, you recently went to Chicago to investigate another rape, murder, and arson, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
A murder similar to a case of yours from a dozen years ago in New York?
That's correct.
And you were looking for one suspect in both of these murders?
Yes. You were that suspect.
You say that today, Sergeant, but before I was arrested, you had another suspect in mind, didn't you?
I was consulting with Chicago PD. We were pursuing many leads.
I see, and from your investigative notes, was one of these leads a Dr. Will Halstead?
His name did come up.
Really? Well, why did SVU speak with him?
Because he knew another woman who had gone missing.
And did you suspect that the murderer you were looking for was involved in that case?
Yes.
And then Dr. Halstead shows up in Chicago right before that murder. He even works in the same hospital as the Chicago victim.
Yes, that's why I went and spoke with Dr. Halstead. He was ruled out by an alibi.
I see. And that alibi was confirmed not by you, but by the intelligence unit of the Chicago police, isn't that right?
Yes.
A unit of the Chicago police that includes Detective Jay Halstead, who just happens to be the brother of Dr. Will Halstead.
Yes.